Welcome to the SALP Leadership Training for Recognized Student Organization Leaders. After completing this training, you should be able to articulate the specific qualities of a recognized student organization, identify why your group is a recognized organization, articulate funding and spending policies, and identify the resources and support available to your organization and student leaders. There are a few different types of student organizations under student activities and leadership programs. A recognized student organization is a group of 5 or more eligible students who have formed around a defined mission or purpose. These organizations are completely student-led. A department-sponsored organization is a student organization that exists within and under the guidance of a PSU department. The sponsoring department is responsible for supporting the finances, administration, equipment, and risk management for the organization. Similarly, an affiliate student organization is a group that is a student chapter of a larger regional or national organization. The sponsoring organization is responsible for supporting risk management and setting expectations for finances if applicable. Forming organizations are either brand new organizations who have yet to be able to apply for a budget, or an organization that the advisor designates as a forming organization if the group missed required deadlines or needed extra time to address questions or concerns brought up during the recognition process. In order to be a forming organization, the student organization has to meet all the criteria of a student organization. As a recognized student organization, you have access to a number of resources through SALP. Every group has a SALP advisor. In addition, at the SALP main office in Smith 119, you can check out art supplies, a button maker, or Chromebooks for your group's needs. You can also reserve display cases or bulletin boards to advertise your events. If you need space to store some of your group's items, you can check out a free locker through SALP. At SALP, we have meeting spaces for your group as well. We have one free conference room and the org space in M108. In addition, student groups can also reserve rooms through PSU conferences and events. These rooms are free for recognized student organizations, and you can reserve large spaces like Hoffman Hall or the Ballroom once per quarter without charge. For the full list of resources available to your group and information on how to access them, please visit the SALP website or talk to your advisor. In order to maintain your recognition status as a recognized student organization in SALP, and to be re-recognized next year, student organizations need to advertise all events and meetings on OrgSync in the Events tab. You can even create a recurring event for your weekly meetings. Groups also need to make sure there is an updated constitution uploaded under the Files tab on OrgSync. You need to maintain at least 5 student members that have joined your group through OrgSync, and at least 3 of those 5 need to identify as leadership for your organization. Be sure to communicate any leadership changes to your advisor. These 3 leaders must be enrolled at least half-time and have at least a cumulative and quarterly GPA of 2.5 for undergrad and 3.0 for graduate. In addition to these requirements, it's also important to maintain communication with your advisor. An advisor may assume that your group is no longer active if they haven't heard from you in a while. In SALP, advisors play a key role in supporting your organization. The advisor role includes being an educator, providing students with opportunities to develop as leaders, advocating on behalf of students with the university, acting as an information and problem-solving resource for student leaders, interpreting university policy and helping students navigate the bureaucracy, and holding student organizations accountable to policies and procedures. Advisors also manage administrative duties for the student organization, including processing paperwork and interfacing with other administrative units. They also help with organization dynamics to help you develop the structure for your organization. In addition, they will help provide you tools and resources to successfully navigate conflict within your organization. Advisors are committed to helping you reach your personal goals, and they are open to constructive criticism and feedback. They also hope to bring communication, trust, and respect to all relationships and expect that that is reciprocated. The key to building a good relationship with your advisor is making sure to check in with them from time to time. This slide is a relatively brief overview of funding sources. If you have more questions, please refer to the OBC Budget School also included in this training. Most student organizations will receive a budget from the Organization Budget Council. These budgets are determined by the previous year's OBC. If you do not have a budget, you will be able to see that you have been approved a set base operating budget. You can check your budget approval by going to your group's OrgSync portal, clicking on More, then Treasury, then Manage Budgets. Your base operating budget is the money that is already approved to spend, but you must check with your advisor before actually spending it.
Recognized student organizations can fundraise. However, as a student fee-funded group, you need to talk to your advisor first. Groups cannot give cash donations to any nonprofit organizations. We encourage you to get creative about fundraising. Any cash or other donations must be deposited within 24 hours of receiving it into either your foundation account or your OBC account, which will then be added to your base operating budgets. Recognized student organizations can have ticket sales for events, but you cannot charge PSU students for the event. You can charge faculty and staff, community members, and students from other colleges to attend your event. All tickets must be sold through the box office, and the proceeds will be automatically deposited into your OBC account. Once you have an approved budget, you need to complete the requirements to spend the money. Remember, requesting money and spending money are different. Make sure you talk with your advisor about processing times. It is important to follow these processing times because spending money goes through several layers of individuals. If you are requesting to pay an organization that is on campus, such as Portland State Professional Sound, Campus Audiovisual and Event Team, or Aramark, then visit their OrgSync page to complete their request form. Those organizations will email your advisor through an email entitled SALP SMSU. This email address is a shared email your advisor checks daily to approve requests or make comments. If you're using an off-campus vendor, you need to complete the request to spend money form to pay them. It is our hope that a student will rarely, if ever, have to pay for something out of their pocket. The request to spend money form covers a variety of different expenses. For example, you will use this form for a purchase order, which is a promise of payment, or a contract, which is an agreement to pay for a rental, service, speaker, or performer. You should never sign anything. Instead, submit a quote or agreement as an attachment with the request to spend money, and our business team will work to have the form signed. Don't worry about getting the form correct on your first try. Your advisor will help you with corrections. The most important thing is to remember to submit the form and then correct it and resubmit the form if necessary. Lastly, for groups who travel to conferences, competitions, and even local field trips, you will need to fill out a travel proposal, and all travelers must complete a liability waiver form. We ask that you complete a travel proposal 2 months in advance in order to ensure all payments and reservations can be made on time. This completes the training for recognized student organization leaders. For more information on any topics discussed in this session, please take a moment to browse through these resources. Of course, your SALP advisor is always happy to answer any questions you may have and offer support.